Okay.
Okay, my name is Ayla Perez, and that's my mom. So I'm gonna be talking to y'all about bullying. And being a victim of bullying myself, I can really sympathize with the long-term effects. One of them, a really big one, is low self-esteem. So when you have low self-esteem, you just feel like you're not worthy of anything. Like when somebody tells you, "Oh, you're so pretty today," you say, "Oh, you're such a liar," because you just don't feel like that person should be wasting their breath telling you a lie that you don't believe. Another one is not trusting people. So when you trust someone, you kind of like give yourself to them vulnerably so that they kind of hold your heart. And then when they drop you, it kind of hurts. And so the next time it comes around, somebody wants you to trust them, you just don't because you're scared of being hurt. Another one, the last one, is controlling their anger and aggression. So a lot of people have just like anger management, like if you're not winning a game, you might flip the board or something, I don't know. But this is a different kind of anger. This is directed more towards yourself. So let's say you built up a dam around your chest, because how many years can you go through life with people stabbing knives and pins in your heart all day? So you build up this dam, and all the hate and hurt that comes towards you kind of gets deflected because of the dam. But what happens when the hate comes in too hard? Well, your dam breaks, just like when water comes in too hard at a beaver's dam, the dam breaks. So when this dam breaks, the little voice inside you that you've been telling to shut up because they don't matter is gonna come out, and that voice is gonna be angry at you. So you have all this hate and anger and sorrow, and you're gonna inflict it upon yourself. And that can't be very pretty sometimes. So I'm just gonna ask y'all a few questions. You can raise your hand if you feel like this applies to you. Do you think it's okay to judge anyone? Okay. Do you think that some people deserve to be judged? Or do you think that you have the right to judge someone? That's good, because nobody should ever be judged. Nobody deserves to be judged. Even if you think, well, that person is wearing something really weird today, I might as well just judge them, that's wrong. And it's really not fair to that person. So just because somebody may be a little bit different, as you say, or they don't wear the right clothes or have the same friends as you, that makes them weird? That makes them an outcast? Or what if to them, you're different? To them, maybe they think, oh, well, you don't wear the same thing as I do. So before you go and make fun of them, just think, you know what, that person's not walking up to me and making fun of me. So why am I gonna walk up to them and make fun of them? It doesn't really make sense. Also, somebody told me sometime, making fun of someone is just, well, making fun. You're just having fun. When really, I didn't say anything, but I wanted to say, it might be fun for you and your little paparazzi, but to that person who you're directing all the hate towards, they're feeling the worst internal pain that you can really feel. For an instance, when I was in like 8th grade, I go to school, and I sit in the little commons waiting for like first period to start, and this girl, she tells me, "Oh, Ayla, I don't like you." And I was kind of taken aback by that. I was like, isn't this a little bit early for us to be complaining at each other? But I asked her, why don't you like me? What did I ever do to you? She goes, well, it's not what you do, it's just who you are. So I didn't do anything to her, she just didn't like me because of who I was. That gave me low self-esteem. That made me feel like there was something wrong with me. So what you say to someone, no matter if you told them that they're ugly or fat in 6th grade, they might still carry that with them when they're 20. And they might be trying to like tweak their life a bit because of what you said. Words are more powerful than anything that you can do. And also you should know that people who pick on others because of what they wear, or if they're different or outcasted, or how they did their hair that morning, it's usually them being insecure about those features upon themselves. Like maybe they wanted to put a personal stamp on their own style, but they don't, because they see that you do, and then you get made fun of. You're the example of hate. So then they're scared, and they're like, oh, well, if I do that, then my friends are just gonna make fun of me. But then those aren't real friends. Friends accept you for who you are. Those are just people who have you hooked up to their leash. And I'm not gonna be hooked up to anybody's leash, and neither should you. Y'all should all just be who you are, and stop worrying about what other people think. So I'm just gonna ask y'all another couple questions. Who has ever been bullied to the point where all you wanna do is just go home and cry? Because I have. Yeah, that's what I thought. Now, this is a bit deeper question. Who has ever bullied someone to the point to make them want to go home and cry? I have. Don't be scared. Somebody's probably done it. Well, I have to my little brother. I made him cry countless times. But the difference is, I didn't make him cry and then think, oh, well, he's just a baby. I wouldn't have apologized because I knew that I had done something wrong. So even if you really hurt somebody's feelings, you can always go apologize and tell them that, oh, maybe I was just having a really bad day. Maybe I failed the test and I was really upset, so I took out my anger on you. But if you think that there's nothing wrong with making somebody cry and putting them down for nothing that they can change, like somebody can put down you because you wear glasses. I wore glasses, I was put down. But then you should think, oh, I shouldn't have said that. I could have really hurt her feelings. And if I put you down because you wore glasses, maybe I'd come back and say, I'm so sorry. So we're just gonna go into a little short fictional story. So y'all get to like wander into my imagination, because this is all just made up in my head. Okay, so let's say that you go to school and you're wearing a Batman shirt. And you're walking through the halls, and this Batman shirt is very important to you because your little brother loved Batman. He totally adored Batman. Your little brother also drowned last year. You loved your little brother, and you cried for months. So finally, you're kind of getting over it. Not really getting over it, but sort of moving on, and realizing that your little brother is never gonna come back because he's dead. So, you wear this Batman shirt proudly to school. And this girl, you had never spoken to her before. Maybe she was in your world history class, but you had never actually spoken to her. She comes up to you and blocks your path. And she says, I thought only losers liked Batman. Then again, maybe it fits the situation. Then she smirks and she walks out of your life just as fast as she walked in. She's left you with a hole in your chest the size of the ocean, and it's filled with emptiness and sorrow. But it's soon going to be filled with hate and anger and pain, because she had not only called you a loser for liking Batman, but she had insulted your dead little brother, who you loved and you cared about. So my biggest advice to you is to never try to hurt anybody. Because this girl in our short story didn't know that you had a little brother who had died who loved Batman. Maybe she was just trying to insult you because she just didn't like your jeans. And you might say, well, I was just teasing. But you better make sure that that person knows that you're teasing. Because you might see that person laughing so when you're getting made fun of, and you don't want to cry right in front of that person, but you just really want to cry, an emotion comes out, and you laugh. because you have nothing else to do. So that person sees you laughing and they're like, oh, they must know that I'm joking. When really they don't know that you're joking. And they think that you're telling them the truth. And then they think, well, there's something wrong with me. Nobody's ever gonna like me because there's something really wrong with me. Then my best advice to people who feel outcasted, unwanted, useless, unneeded, nobody likes them, you will find your end. Even if you don't see the light yet, it will come. And everybody has an eternal flame. What is an eternal flame? An eternal flame is the flame that burns inside your heart forever. Never let them blow out your eternal flame. That flame leads you when you have nowhere else to go. And they can try to put it out. But as long as you know in your hearts who you are meant to be, then they don't stand a chance.